Have you ever wondered how scientists can tell the difference between two organisms using just tiny piece of DNA? Imagine identifying different plant varieties, tracking genetic diversity, or even solving biological mysteries all without knowing the complete DNA sequence. That's exactly where RAPD or random amplified polymorphic DNA comes into picture. RAPD is a powerful PCR based technique that uses short, random primers to amplify multiple regions of the genome. The resulting DNA band patterns act like unique genetic fingerprints, allowing researchers to compare individual and detect genetic variation. In this lecture, we'll explore the principle behind RAPD, how the technique works step by step, its application in genetics and biotechnology, and the advantages and limitations you should know for exams and research. So let's dive into the fascinating world of DNA fingerprinting with RAPD. What if you could compare the DNA of two organisms without even knowing their DNA sequence? RAPD makes it possible, and in this lecture, you will learn exactly how. Welcome back to BioMinds, your guide to mastering molecular biology and launching a high growth career in the life sciences. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a lecture. Let's get started. So, RAPD or a random amplified polymorphic DNA. This is basically a molecular technique and it is uh, based on the polymerase chain reaction. So if you have missed the PCR lecture, so I request you to first watch the PCR lecture, then watch the RAPD lecture. So it is a PCR based technique, but it is different from PCR is because in PCR we use a primers which is designed for the known sequence of the DNA, whereas in the random amplified polymorphic DNA we use a primers which is random. Okay, it is a random sequence of a DNA that can amplify the random sequence of the DNA in the sample. So the principle behind the RAPD involves the three major steps, such three major points. First is the random priming, PCR amplification, and electrophoresis. So random priming means we are using a random primers means what? A random sequence primers. Okay, so it that primers can go and bind to the genome of the unknown sample. So if that particular sequence is not present in that particular genome or that particular sample, then primer will never bind to it and you will never get the bands back. Next step is we will use the PCR amplification technique. So just like the PCR method we have already discussed, it has three basic steps: annealing, denaturation, annealing, and the extension. So it will, after the random priming, the three steps will continue, and after this PCR we will do the gel electrophoresis to see the binding patterns of the sample. So the procedure of the RAPD include: first step is the DNA extraction from the sample, second step is the PCR amplification, third step is the PCR thermal cycling conditions, and fourth step is the gel electrophoresis. So if you see here, I have a two DNA sample, sample A and the sample B. I use the primers, which are the random primers. I will allow the sample and the primers annealing. Okay, so suppose some random primers find a known sequence or complementary sequence in the sample A, like at the three sites, and at the sample B only at the two sites. So after the electrophoresis, you will get the three bands in the A sample and the two bands in the B sample. So this is how the exactly procedure of RAPD is done. So how you can conclude here? See, you can see these two samples are not from the same organisms, or it will not share any hereditary, or it has certain variation in that. So uh, in the next lecture, we will actually look into how we can actually interpret the RAPD result, because it's a huge topic. Okay, and also we will discuss the in detail the applications of RAPD in the next session. So, thank you for today, and we'll meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.